If you're an agent out there and you're working with a client who's faced with a difficult decision, right? And that is their pension income election, right? You need to be proficient in that subject matter to advise them appropriately. We're going to talk about it today on this episode of Selling Life and Annuities. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Randy Pierson, Vice President of Life and Annuities for Gordon Marketing. And with me today, I've got Ray Parman, one of our life insurance expert RVPs. And let's talk a bit about pension maximization. You know, Ray, a sales idea, a concept that's been around forever, but I'm not certain that most agents out there that have come into the business over the last several years have been sufficiently trained on this subject matter.
It's funny you say that because when I got brought into the business a number of years ago, now at this point, this was one of the first concepts that I was actually trained up on. And, I just thought, given our base of agents that we work with, a lot of them are in the senior market, I thought at least it would be worthwhile to replay this hit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We work with mostly agents that deal in the senior market. And if you're in that space, you're talking to a lot of people who are turning 65. And at the same time, they're considering their Medicare options. They're also considering, where do I replace my life insurance that I'm losing and or other benefits? And what do I do with my retirement elections, right? Could be a qualified retirement plan like a 401k. But in our conversation today, it's about, pension elections, right?
Yeah. And so, there's not a ton of people that have pensions these days. It's kind of a rarity. But, if you're working with teachers that are retiring, people, that are, public employees, I think there's still a room for this. And really, this idea is, you really got to catch these folks before they make the decision as far as how they want to receive their income off that pension. So you got to catch them before they check the box. And it's now a irrevocable situation for them. They can't change it.
Yeah, very true. And you don't, Lord knows, it's almost like electing Social Security, some of those decisions you've got to make. You don't want to make, if you're the consumer, the wrong decision. And you also don't want to be the agent who's not well-versed enough to assist their client in making those decisions. My suggestion would be, to start off this dialogue, is that you, the agent, do an appropriate fact-finding during the sales process. So even if you're a Medicare supplement, if you're a Medicare agent selling MA or Medicare supplement, you need to have an open conversation about the prospects, your clients, all of their needs, right? But specifically as it relates to pension max, let's dive into, Ray, for the viewers, a little bit more about where the sales opportunity is and how it helps meet the needs of the client.
Yeah, and I'll just break this down in a nutshell. Basically, the client's going to have a choice, picking between joint then survivorship benefit from the pension, which is going to be a lower amount of money coming out, but something that would pass on to their spouse should they pass on. Versus the life only, which is an option where it's going to pay them more income out of the pension, but once the recipient of the pension proceeds passes on, that income completely goes away.
Absolutely.
So can I tell you what my proposal is?
Now, what is your proposal? Right?
My proposal is selecting the life only opportunity. So that's going to give you more income, and then using a small portion of that income to fund a life insurance policy that's going to enable that income replacement for the remaining spouse.
Yeah. And so thinking about the different kinds of life insurance that can be sold in today's market, would you consider selling term insurance in that scenario?
I would stay away from that if at all possible. I would say, let's look at term for life. How about let's look at a no lapse guaranteed UL.
And why would that product make the best choice in this scenario?
Because it's going to be there when the client passes on, not if they pass on.
And it also will have the lowest permanent life, generally speaking, should have the lowest permanent life insurance premium.
Yes.
So require the least amount of outlay providing the death benefit that's necessary to provide the income to that surviving spouse. And as you just pointed out, we'll be there whether that client dies at 60, at 75, 85, or 105. Right?
Yes, yeah. And not to mention, a lot of these products come with living benefits.
Good, very good point.
It's an amazing way to maximize retirement income and assure that your spouse is going to be well taken care of. And heck, if you get sick along the way, you can use that death benefit to take care of yourself and those associated expenses.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a really, really good point that I think in today's world with the development of various products that weren't available, say, when you or I came into the business, that once again have some of these living benefits, or let's say even long-term care type scenarios. I mean, imagine, if you will, if that client has some lazy money laying around and they're also faced with this pension decision, why not take some of that lazy money and throw it into, one of these linked benefit products on a single premium basis? And now we haven't even impacted necessarily our cash flow, right?
Exactly.
And we're covering a myriad of needs, right? We're covering a myriad of needs. So, first and foremost, as we mentioned a moment ago, I think that one of the most critical things that an advisor needs to do is ask appropriate questions, which to me speaks about having a fact finder.
Yeah.
Right? So if an agent wants a fact finder, what might they do?
They might give me a holler. Shoot me an email, ray@gordonmarketing.com. Again, cell phone 317-696-8203. We have some really nice, robust, but not overwhelming fact finders that I can share with you. We can go over that together, collect the information, give me a call. We'll work on your next case.
We can even perform some easy to understand, relatively rudimentary analysis, right? So that you can better explain to your client how the numbers all work, but it's not real complicated, and facilitate that sale.
Yeah.
I suspect that if you're faced with a consumer that has this kind of decision, they're really at a quandary. What should I do? If you provide the answers in that scenario, you're going to look like a hero.
Absolutely.
Look like a hero.
Yeah, if you can come through and show somebody how to maximize their retirement income and set it up so that they don't run out of the retirement income, what an amazing service you've done for your client.
and you don't leave that surviving spouse in the lurch, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that is a key factor. So if you're watching this video and you've got questions, you need some assistance, you want to learn more, the key thing is reach out to Ray Parman at Gordon Marketing. Your extension at the office is 107, or you can contact me, Randy Pierson, at extension 326. We stand ready to provide you with assistance on how to meet your clients' needs. But for now, Ray, listen, we got to call this episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end. I would encourage you to do me a favor and click subscribe at the bottom of this video, as well as the notification bell, so that every time we come out with new content, you'll be sure and be notified. But for now, Ray, happy selling.